Hey, football fans, Gooners! Welcome to another edition of the Positively Uncensored Arsenal podcast, or is it a YouTube? Whatever it is, we're doing it. And this morning, as usual, a Friday morning. It is a Friday morning, but you'll get this perhaps in my time. You'll perhaps get this recording sometime later or whenever you choose to listen and view it. I have Ehab, our scout, talent, talent manager. When he was working with a stellar group, you're a one or two employees. Yeah, but now it's a huge outfit, by the way. And of course, the one and only Blackburn George from the Positively Arsenal blog, person who I revere for his opinions, often proven right, despite all the people who hate him. George and Ehab morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Guys, so we beat our Southampton, but most importantly, we beat West Ham 2-0 comprehensively, if I might say so myself. And, contrary to what people might say, I have been all over Twitter and reading the opinions, and even the most pro Arteta accounts were fearing a defeat at the hands of West Ham, and now they're all over the place. Ehab, you in particular, the last time you were here 1 week ago, thought that they would beat us 2-0 or at least the minimum. And you, in fact, even before that, you feared that West Ham would be much better than us in all the areas. But it was not so, Ehab.
Mhm.
So the question today is, has Arteta proven his critics wrong? He got the team well set up. And you, my friend, despite all your experience, were proven wrong this time. Your thoughts on this, Ehab? And then I will go
Oh,
to George.
it's a. I'm happy to be wrong about this. It was glorious. It's an amazing game. It's the first game I've enjoyed in since we beat Tottenham 4-2. First Emre North London derby, and this has been an amazing game. I was totally wrong about it. Uh, Actually, they played. West Ham played like I expected them to play, but we frustrated everything that they've done. Um, we didn't allow Rice to carry the ball. We didn't allow them to play comfortable long passes. We didn't allow Antonio and the wingers to be faster than us and beat us down the field. It's amazing. They played actually the first half. Although we had a couple of chances, uh, the first half was played like West Ham wanted it to play somehow up until the 40th minute, uh, because they just kept us on the wing. They kept Tomiyasu and Saka playing on the wing, just trapped the ball, rarely getting out. We had most of the ball, but nothing was going on. Our first chance came at the 30th minute. Uh, like 30 and 31st minute, we had a couple of chances. Not really solid chances, like good chances. And then they um, just grew into the game. They started
They who?
attacking.
They who,
Uh,
Ehab? You mean Arsenal grew into the game?
no, West Ham grew into the
Okay.
game for 10 minutes. And this is when after those 10 minutes, it all changed because in 10 minutes they had a cross that Ramsdale dropped that was
Yes.
really dangerous, and they had this shot by Fornals that was, if it was on target, that was going in. This was 36th minute or something like that because Ramsdale was too late getting to it, and it was so far away from him. And this didn't go in. They had a free kick in a dangerous position that they didn't convert on, and all these kind of things. But then on the 40th minute, uh, Saka comes in and he takes over. He's sick of exchanging the ball between him and Tomiyasu, and he takes in 3, 4 players at the time. He just passes them. He just goes in between them and puts crosses in, or brings the ball back down the middle. The ball is switched to the other side to Turning a couple of times. He gets some cutbacks and crosses. The boy just took over, and
Well, he had the left back
Musuako, which is not a
Matsuako.
very good left back, and then
He had
and
him. He
he's
had him. He had him all game. All game.
yeah.
He ran him ragged.
But he had help actually. Musuako had help all game. He wasn't all alone. There was help from Diop, from Sutsik,
Didn't make
but
a difference.
nothing happened. And even in the second half, they went heavy on the left side to stop Saka, and they did. They quieted him a little bit. But in the first half, he just ran crazy on that right side. Uh, those 5 minutes were actually that kept us in the game, because if those 5 minutes don't happen, we had 6 shots in 5 minutes or 6 minutes on target. We had three all first half, and between 40 and 45 we had 6 shots, and one of them is the Martinelli follow that he tapped in. He almost tapped in. He almost scored, but he wasted, which is our biggest chance of the half. Chaka had a chance, and KT had a shot from 40 yards out that hit the bar. That was a save by Fabianski. Had hit the crossbar, and this was where everything changed, where we went into the halftime talk thinking, okay, we had the confidence. It wasn't like any other game where the other team grew into the game and we just tracked back and did nothing. And the effort of the players, I've never I don't think I've ever seen this from. I mean, I don't know if
So
Wenger didn't have his players running too much. um, Emre tried to, but it was like they were forced to do it. But the West Ham game, Lacazette, Xhaka, Odegaard, I don't think I've ever seen anybody run in the game as much as they did. They were everywhere. They touched every ball. Whenever they got the ball, they made the right decisions. um, I mean, as I said, Declan Rice came in leading the league in carries, in yards carried with the ball, and he's not a winger. He's not a box to box, or he's just a midfielder, more of a CDM. So
right.
there was this area, this square in the middle of the field, a little bit to the left, where Declan Rice makes most of his damage, where he grabs the ball and he gets an outlet pass. And Chaka was there always. He had help from Tomiyasu. No passes were played up front. A couple of times they had the long passes, but we just frustrated everything. And whenever they got the passes, Tomiyasu, Odegaard, Chaka, they ran back so quickly. It looked like West Ham were running in slow motion. The ball just lands at the feet of Lanzini, and he has 3 people around him. Just they already tracked back, and it's amazing the effort. It's just amazing to watch.
George. Um, Ehab speaks about the effort, the endeavor, and the growing belief. And we were, well, I don't know about you, but I was concerned as to how much belief there would be after he disciplined Arba. And we don't want to miss the whole point of today's broadcast. After he disciplined Arba, who is our 300 to 400,000 pound a week striker, depending on which source you get. So what is Arteta's a genius? He didn't play Ozil and won the FA Cup, and he comes to today. He doesn't play Arba, and he beats a team has beat all the bigger teams. Is a genius move by our manager.
I know what you're doing.
And no,
You're
that's
fishing.
exactly what the critics. That's exactly what we're being told on Twitter, that we should apologize. He's gotten it right. I'm going to come back to that in a minute.
Well, I tell you what, I'll apologise when I'm proven wrong and not proven right. I always said that we have better players than West Ham.
Did.
So we should beat West Ham. The only thing that's stopping us is Mikel Arteta up until now.
By the way, George, let's remind people you two broadcasts ago, you said you didn't particularly rate, or maybe the one before, you didn't particularly rate Mikel Antonio. You felt that he was a wasteful striker, that he, in the past, he used to be a defender, not very good. I remember that comment you made. I think people need to be aware that you said it. And you were also, about 2 or 3 broadcasts ago, you said you weren't convinced about West Ham. You weren't convinced they could go all the way to 4th. So I like to remind people of that, because this is a broadcast that people, I don't people seem to think that we're just simply anti-Arteta. Keep going, George.
The fact is, we played better. There's no question we played better. The attitude was right. We were at home. We were playing well at home. In Wenger's last year, we played well at home. This is where we play well, at home. Mm-hmm. Let's see what they do away from home. But it was better. It was.
Correct.
But we're basically playing the same team week in, week out. They're getting used to each other. I said we would improve when Xhaka came back. And voila, we've improved. Xhaka's back. Mm-hmm. We had much more control of the game, control of the ball, control of the play, the set play. All the plays were being done better. And Partey didn't look as awful as he's looked recently because he had Xhaka beside him.
Correct.
These 3 or 4 weeks ago, I said the team was good because every player was playing in his best position. And again, this is what's happening. The players, our best players are playing in their best positions. And they're good players. So this shouldn't. Why would I praise Mikel Arteta for getting this team playing the way this team should play? I just don't understand it. Are you saying that we shouldn't be playing like this? That we shouldn't be able to beat West Ham at home with the players that we have? This is how we should be playing. Now, if they haven't played like this up until now, that's a valid criticism. Mm-hmm. If they're playing like this now, good. That's how we should be playing. I'm not praising someone and calling them a genius for getting players playing the way they should be playing and should have been playing all fucking season. He's done well. He's dropped Aubameyang. Aubameyang's in terrible form. That's not a fucking miracle fucking decision, is it? I wonder if he'd have had the bollocks to drop him if he was banging in a goal every game.
Of course not.
No, of course he fucking wouldn't. Would he be coming out saying that, how terribly disciplined was and how he has these non-negotiables if he was scoring a goal a game? Would he fuck? It's all a fucking PR. It's the same as Ozil all over again. 350,000. Let's hope that he moves. Let's hope that that's what they're thinking. Let's hope that he moves in January. We can get that off the books because we fucked up giving him the contract in the first place. I'm not giving credit for fucking what people should have been doing 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I'll give credit to the players. I think every one of them played well. Some of them were fucking outstanding. Really, really proper outstanding.
I highlighted Lacazette, George. By the way, I like
Lacazette. I like Odegaard. I like Tomiyasu. I like fucking Martinelli. I like all of them. Partey, even Xhaka, Ben White, Gabriel. Go right through them. I thought they all fucking played well. Every single one of them with the right attitude. Great. Credit to them for playing the way that they should be playing week in, week out. Wow, fucking hell. No, hang on a minute. When we start doing something special, West Ham were a good team. They played quite well, as Ehab said. It was going to plan to them. until Martinelli threw a fucking spanner in the works.
Yes.
And let's face it, that ball from Lacazette, marvellous. But one pass opened them up. One pass opened them up. And because they had three defenders out, and the three defenders that were around Martinelli couldn't catch him because the fucking
slow.
He got through and he scored. Brilliant. But let's not pretend that we were making chance after chance and they weren't having any chances at all. We played well. Good. Great. And a lot better. And a lot better. There is improvement. If we keep playing like this, from now on, we have a chance of getting top four. Now, didn't I say about 2 weeks ago that we were in a false position, but if we improve dramatically, we have a chance of capitalising on that position that we found ourselves in? And that's exactly what's happened. We've improved dramatically. And all these people that for weeks and weeks rejected that the underlying stats had nothing to do, we were getting the results, it didn't matter. All of a sudden, you look at the underlying stats from that game. You look at the stats from that game, 3 XG to the 0.5 XG, passes completed, everything. Underlying stats are good, are really good. Your eyes tell you that we played well. The underlying stats tell you they played well, and the results tell you they played well. That's 3 times, three things that confirm that we played well. And now all of a sudden, underlying stats count. Because we're XG3, underlying stats count. But they've ignored it for months. It's fucking typical of Arsenal fans.
Well, many football fans. But, typical also, the real concern is people coming on opinionated and not giving a balanced opinion. And that's what we try to do here, despite... it's not picking up traction. Let me just put that.
I'm going to get political here. We've got it here in this country at the moment with a Conservative government. They've fucked one thing up after another. Brexit, the fucking vaccine, the COVID protocols, everything. They fucked everything up, and they got one thing right: the vaccine rollout.
Yes.
And now you have to forget about all the fucking shit, all the people in poverty, the 4% drop in gross domestic product. You have to forget all about that because the NHS rolled the vaccine booster out. And it's the same with Arteta. We have to forget everything that's gone before. All the shit, all the fucking Ozil stuff, all the fucking Aubameyang under the fucking bus. Everything he's done wrong. We have to forget all that. Because the 11 players on the pitch played well for one game. Well, sorry, it's a bit fucking early for me to be forgetting what's gone before. So was I wrong? No, I wasn't wrong. I've been proven right time and time again. And I was right about this game, and I was right about what would happen, and I'm always fucking right.
We know that, George. And I've been with you for 15 years, and you've been saying I'm fucking right. And I have to put up with it. But Ehab, interesting though, George. I'm on my phone here, and our good friend Shard calls himself Rocksteady on Twitter.
Yeah,
he did the match, but he was with an argument with a dude whose name on Twitter, which I won't. I say argument. I think that
discussion.
You know what I mean. So the guy's saying, why don't we apologize to Arteta for being, the criticisms? And Shard makes a point, and I'm going to read it back to you. So well done. He's talking about the keeper. What is the guy talks about he didn't rush Martinelli too soon. By the way, Martinelli cramped up, and I think he pushed him a little bit too long.
Yeah.
And George talked about we are playing one game a week, and you Ehab said we had a lot of energy because we're playing one game a week. Ehab, Wenger was playing 2 games a week with a team with not many great substitutes, so he had to have a way of playing. By the way, so what is Shard saying? What is too soon? Does this mean Gabby would be not able to play or play this well if he hadn't been kept out? But Bible, and then he talks about the keeper. This is the situation. He said talks about Ramsdale. He's a better keeper than I anticipated. Credit to spotting him. And Arteta did via news articles claim that it was his call and not Edu, right? So he takes
Okay.
credit for whatever worked out right. But, and Shard says, but why we forget that he sold Emmy and brought Runarsson and then had to put Leno on the bench. So let's not, the point I'm raising here, and we can put the phone down now, is that we're quick to forget the bad decisions that affected us. I mean, do you remember Runarsson throwing that ball into the net in that
Yeah.
Europa League game? You know, are you apologizing?
No, the thing is, what George is talking about is a bit true. Is actually true, but there's more to it. What people forget is that how everybody wanted Lacazette out. Everybody
Yes,
thought
I
about selling him in
forgot.
January.
two
And
weeks, 2 weeks ago. Yes.
I've always said this is not his level. This is not him. He's a great player, and I've known he's a great player since the 3-1 loss to Manchester United, the game that we had 35 shots,
Yes.
and because the guy just kept everything under wraps, and the same thing goes for Aubameyang. Aubameyang is still a great scorer. I don't care about this crap. He missed a sitter here and there. It happens. But he's done this to everybody. All the guys that carried Arteta against West Ham. Let me be clear here. Arteta doesn't have Arteta's effect on the win is not bigger than the people in the stands. He didn't do anything. He just the good adjustment he's made is he instead of Partey being useless in midfield, he pulled him back to have an extra body on defense. This is all he did. This is the only tactical adjustment that Arteta did, and
Hmm.
it was somewhat. Let me give it a 5 out of 10. It was average, okay, but if you watched the game in the first half, it was the same crappy tactics. The ball goes to the wing and never comes out. Nothing happens. He still had to rely on the players. They bailed him out big time. The the players, this will not be consistent because the players cannot play the same way for 9 months. It's not because he's a this is not because the team is shit or he's a shit manager. No, 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 no. What we've seen against West Ham is something that the players have done, and they cannot keep doing this every game. You're not gonna get Lacazette is what 31 years old. You're
Something
not
like that.
gonna get 22. You're not gonna get that from him every Sunday, even if it's only one game. You cannot.
Ehab, here's the cookie intervention.
Oh yeah, this is good. The cookie cameo,
Yeah,
cameo.
be careful.
and this is what I'm talking about. And they throughout his period, Mikel Arteta has made those players who helped them. At one point or another, he's made them less of play, of good players, and they're not. They're great players. It's a huge squad, a big squad, as big as any squad in the league, and he has that luxury where whenever I mean he sat down his best player against uh, against West
Right.
Ham against
Yeah.
a tough team, and we didn't even miss him. I mean, imagine if we lost Ozil or Cazorla when Wenger was playing.
Well,
That
I
would
can tell you what happened when when Cazola went down
Mhm.
and left Ozil alone to carry the load. Our
Yeah,
season went down. I saw that with my
they
own eyes.
we were top of the league, the highest scoring team in the
Exactly.
league in December when he went down. Then we lost our next two games or something like that. Then this is what happens because you don't have player of that quality to play. But as I said, it's not West. If you watch the game was going exactly like West Ham wanted. Okay, stay on and exactly the same crap you see from Arteta.
No, they don't. No, no, they won't
Keep the
believe you,
ball.
Ehab. Ehab, I'm telling you, that's not what you see online. That's not what you see on the
Of
YouTubers. It
course.
is oh how great the tactic was. And by the way, George and Ehab, but with you, George, I thought the energy of the players was phenomenal. This is what you're talking about. So let's George, you said this. The energy to get back on defense and take the ball away to recover the ball whenever it lost possession was the best I have seen it. George, your thoughts on that before I throw something else at you.
Yeah, that's true. Well, is it more energy from us, or is it a disparity in energy between them playing a lot of football and us only playing once a week?
Yep, good point.
That's a possibility as well. We're coming. Look, we're playing Leeds this week. They're going to have to play. They're going to have to play a goalkeeper in fucking midfield, I think, to put 11 players out.
Yeah,
they're really struggling. You get these things happen. If we take advantage of that, go up to Leeds and spank them, bit of nuance. They've only got half a team to play against us. West Ham was short. But if you look at the other side of it, it was better. The energy was great. People were closing down. They were passing the ball quicker. You could see, even though it's the same old way of playing that he mentioned, the same tactics, out to the wing, carry it, whatever.
Right.
They're doing it better. They are doing it better. And you've got to credit that. And what I was thinking about this while I was taking Cookie on a walk. And I thought,
that's how good that did.
these players, right, no matter what the system is, how good or bad the system is, when they play it often enough, they are good enough to improve that system. Right? No matter how bad it is. If it's a shit system, good players will eventually make that shit system look a bit better.
Yep.
That's exactly what's happening. We have good players and they're making his system look better. Now, you could also argue the other way and say, yeah, well, it'll work. If they keep doing it, it'll work. Well, let's see. Fine. I'll go with that. It might eventually work. And it might. We might be able to do that more often, week in, week out.
Yes.
I doubt it, but there you go. Let's hope that that's the case. But all this fucking bollocks about we should apologise to Arteta for what's already happened. It happened. It fucking happened. We watched it.
Yes.
We watched shit fucking play for 18 months. Don't tell me I wasn't watching it because I've watched one good game. Or when I say good game, we've played like we used to play most weeks.
Yes.
That dominating teams most weeks. We've done it once. All the rest of the shit I'm supposed to forget. It didn't happen. Bollocks to that. It fucking makes me sick that people wanted to apologise for being right. I'm sorry I was right. Honestly, forgive me for being right. Okay, there it is. I'll apologise for being right.
The non-apologetic George. But I think you have George has an excellent point, Ehab. I think, even against Southampton,
it is.
We weren't dominant. We scored 2 goals, and we were a better team.
Yeah.
But this is Southampton, for fuck's sake. They're 16 or 17 in the league. And that's what I think why most of these people who are now all on the Arteta bandwagon, and all credit to Arteta, that's why they were fearful of West Ham. I don't want to go over that ground. What about Leeds coming up? George had to step out with Cookie, so let me just bring you up, Ehab. What about Leeds coming up? And they got trashed 7-0 by Manchester City. I just saw the goals, the highlights on my broadcast.
They are missing the 3 best players, and Rafinha is there, but they're missing 3 players, which is main players in the team, and they had bad players to start with, so the backups are even worse. And Bielsa is not gonna park the bus; he's gonna play open, and to play against City with an open game plan. With those kind of players, you're always going to be exposed. And City was on their day, so Something I said about what George is saying, and he's absolutely right with this, is I gave a small example when I said, okay, it's like playing basketball against LeBron James or Michael Jordan.
with your hands
And
tied.
yeah, it's like, if us three, we played against LeBron James, with his both hands tied behind his back, we will beat him. And we start, showing off, oh, we beat LeBron James. But if we untie one of those hands, he would probably beat us like 21-17, and everybody will be happy. Like, oh, LeBron James, he's done so and so and so. But what people don't understand is that you don't have to celebrate him beating us, because this is LeBron James can easily beat us 21-0 at his full capacity. And this is what I see this team as. It's a really good team. It's as good as anybody in the league. And what happened is when Arteta came in, it's like both hands tied behind your back. This is how we were playing, and now they're celebrating because we're playing with one hand, And this is
Yes.
what's going on. He's gotten his system is still an obstacle, but it's a little bit less of an obstacle, and the players are good enough, as George said, to beat. Now the obstacle are easier to beat for these players, but even then they had to put a supreme effort to do that, and this is what we have seen. It's a supreme effort. I mean, Edu and Arteta should be at Lacazette's house doing chores right now. I mean, he's bought both of them 6 months at least,
Yes.
and it's just amazing. It's what I've seen from those players. They could be. I mean, imagine if they just use the other hand. If the system is not an obstacle anymore, what can this team achieve? And this is what we have seen all along. Like me, you, and George, we've seen that this team can play so much better and can do so much better and can be fun every day and can win while having fun.
Yes.
Okay, that's it. I'm not gonna go much
We
more.
are well, we're gonna call this broadcast to an end in a minute. But George, predictions for Leeds. They are weakened.
Oh, we'll
We
trash them.
pardon?
We'll trash them. We'll absolutely thrash them.
They can't keep with us.
No, not without a team to put out. No, not without
Yeah.
a team to put out, and they've been absolutely run ragged by Manchester City and demoralised. Fucking hell! How can they beat us when we're playing well now compared to before? They'll be full of confidence. Uh, I just feel sorry for Leeds that they're gonna and it'll be great because we'll get a good result away from home. We've struggled away from home, so that'll lift the spirits up. I'll tell you what, coming into Christmas, we're in good shape. We're in
Yeah,
good.
we don't have
You look
another
at
match. We don't have another match until after Boxing Day. I check the schedule. I don't even.
look at the fixture list.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
good.
Yes.
It's good. We've got some good games. We can come out of the Christmas period, Christmas and New Year period, laughing in a really strong position. And I hope we do. Look, I don't want us to fucking succeed, to fail. I want us to succeed. I want Mikel Arteta to succeed. But don't ask me to fucking apologise for the shit that I've had to fucking endure for the last 18 months when I've been proven right. This playing the way we did against West Ham didn't prove Arteta's believers correct. It proved that his critics had been correct up until that point.
This is vintage George Ehab. I hope you have you know this is the George I know. He's cooled down a bit, but no fucking apologies from him. But no, George is absolutely right. We have had to put up with shit and have to put up with people apologizing for it. At the same time, just going back to what the point I made, there are some people who refuse to recognize that there have been improvements, and therefore their criticisms of Arteta are discredited for that reason. And I'm afraid, guys, you have to be more balanced in your view. Ehab,
Why change it? I mean, we talked about this the first day, and nothing has changed. I said, give him at least 200 games to
yes,
improve. It's been 107. It's a little bit better. So, and I'm still saying we're gonna finish sixth to eighth. I'm not saying that we're gonna we are gonna go to top 4 or top 3. It's not gonna happen.
George
But
said, by the way, you have screw your 200, 300 game if you're going to play the same way for 200 and 300 games.
no,
But we know you, but go ahead.
it's not gonna be a switch. We are not gonna be game 199. We're gonna play like we played the start of the season, like against Brentford, and game 200 we're gonna go into Manchester City and beat them. It's not gonna be like that. So it's gonna be like now he's 107 games.
Yes.
It's a little bit better. It's gonna keep improving. Within 70 or 80 games, you are going to see us standing head to head with the big teams. And
by the way, Ehab, by the way, you on our private group, you said by the time he makes 200, 300 games, he'll be at Barcelona. I think people should be aware that's your prediction.
No.
Guys, let us call it George. Well, no pun intended. Ehab, you expect us to
we're
win?
gonna beat Leeds.
Yeah,
We're gonna beat Leeds.
and
I'm seeing 3-1 or 4-1 at least.
And you're saying 6. We're gonna end between 6 and 8, but top 4 is in sight. And George, you reaffirm that you think that if we keep the improvement, we might make it. Your last word on this?
No, what I'm saying is we're in a fortunate position where we had a negative goal difference, and
we're just positive, barely positive now,
and we were 5th or whatever we were. If we took advantage of that situation, we can come out of the season in a better position than our play has merited. I don't think we can make top 4, but I'm now thinking that we could get 6th or 7th. Where previously I was looking at 9th, 10th, 11th. I think the players have managed to cope with the system to the level that we can get 6th or 7th.
I still hold to my top 6 prediction. I haven't, I think I've never deflected from that, although I wobbled. I'm going to admit that I wobbled this year when we played badly. But I think, in fact, I've thought about it over and over. 150 million pounds were spent. And I'm going to end on this note.
Look,
less than top 6, George, is unacceptable.
Let me just say this. Mm-hmm. This squad, the quality of this squad definitely says we should be able to get top 6.
Top 4.
Maybe.
I'm not sure about top 4, Ehab. I know I respect your opinion, but anyway, let's not go into that. We're going to have a big chance, and maybe probably we'll have a big group.
Let's have a big group argument about that.
Yes. Okay, guys, thank you very much. I hope we get some feedback from our listeners and viewers. Has Arteta proved his critics wrong? Are you apologizing? George says he's not. Ehab says he isn't either. But it's a little different tone. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Remember to like and subscribe. Oh, we are struggling for likes and subscribes. If we have a point of view, but I think that George and Ehab are, I think the wisdom of age and experience, and we can share that with you. But apparently people don't like that. It's too balanced. You should be at one extreme or the other. But please, those extremes are not very good for us. As you can see now, people have to be reversing rapidly to change their positions. I think
people live in the moment.
Pardon, Ehab?
I'm saying people live in the moment. The same people who say trust the process today. If we lost to Leeds, they're gonna say Arteta out, and it's idiotic. You just have to look at it as just assess it one time and look at it the right way and give your opinion. And you don't have to stick with it. It sticks with you if it's right, and if it goes on with you. And as I said, nothing has changed. It's 6 to 8. We still hobbled by the system, and it will not improve. We will not get the top 4 until the end of next season, until this guy has already have seen more things that he can deal with. This will not be consistent because he didn't find the formula to fix it. It's still, he doesn't know what went right against West Ham. He's gonna try and see what happens.
Okay, I don't want to go back in the debate because I did an entire printout of his post-match comments. Guys, Please like and subscribe. We need your support and give us your feedback. Where do you stand? Has Arteta proven his critics wrong? Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye-bye.